Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's video break. I think this is going to be so encouraging because in Psalm 50, verse, 15, it says, "And call on me in the day of trouble, and I will deliver you, and you will honor me." You know, the preceding verse says to offer a thanks offering, but to call on me in the day of trouble. I believe that psalm really challenges on who we call on. You know, for some of us, when we're in that trouble place, that, troublesome time, we kind of push it down and try to ignore it. Try to, pretend like it's not really an issue, pretend like it's not a problem. And, we all know, if you haven't learned this yet, ignoring the troubles of life, they just don't go away. They just keep showing up. Sometimes people try to run, and they end up in places that they thought, how did I get here? Well, because I was trying to run for something. But, I've seen this happen in churches sometimes. People leave churches because they have a trouble. Instead of working it out and finding some peace, they take that trouble to another place, or even in workplaces, I got to quit this job. This is too much. And so they quit this job, but yet instead of dealing with the trouble, the troubled heart, the anxious heart, whatever it may be, we just transfer it someplace else. And so God tells us to call on him, first, seek him first. That's going to be the theme of 2020 this year, is to seek God first. And there's something amazing that happens, friends, when we start calling on God first. It's like we acknowledge that the way he's designed us and the counsel that he wants to give us is what is really going to make the difference in our life. It's not calling on my best friend. It's not calling on my coworker. It's not calling on my spouse. It's not calling on my mom or my dad first for their advice. Not that any of that's bad, but what if we called out to God in our time of trouble? Because what that does, it actually admits that we can't do it apart from him. When we call out, it means I need help. It means but that takes humility, and it also takes vulnerability. And sometimes that's the biggest struggle that we have. Of course it is ourselves. And we don't want to look like we have need. But friends, when you are in a place of trouble, that is the greatest place God can put his strength. He can reveal something about himself, or something about his mightiness, or something about who he is. So don't run from it. Don't deny it. Don't ignore it. I'm saying this to you as well as myself, but look at that place of trouble as a place of, this is going to be the greatest place in my life, because this is going to be the place God's going to have to show up. This is going to have to be the place where God's going to have to rescue me, because other than that, I'm going to fail. And, failure is not doing something and realizing you're doing something wrong and then learning from it. Failure is denying it, and let's stop denying the places that we need help in. Because, friends, that's failure. Don't deny it. You, my friend, have a very blessed day. Just being open and vulnerable with the Lord. He can see it anyway.